So you're planning a Valentine's Day event in the form of a daddy-daughter dance, and you're looking for games and activities for the dads and their daughters to do. Now, you don't want the dads and their daughters bored while they're at their event. You don't want them sitting around, being sad, wondering, why did I come here? On their way out, they're definitely thinking, I'm not coming back next year. Well, you came to the right place because in this video, I give you 10, that's right, 10 different ideas for games and activities for you to insert into any daddy-daughter dance. Well, I promise you, if you insert just a couple of these into your daddy-daughter dance, you're gonna see smiles all night long. People are going to be raving about it, giving you compliments as they leave, and people are going to come back year after year. My name is Sean, and I'm the founder and creator of Event Builder Pro, and I've been in the events world for about 12 years as an event planner, a producer, a DJ, and an MC, and some of these are what I actually do with my daughter's school because I've got a 7-year-old daughter as well. So be sure to stick around to the end because the final two, I promise you, if you put them into your daddy-daughter dance, there's not gonna be a dry eye in the building, and it's gonna make lasting memories. The first one is a game called Heads or Tails. Now, Heads or Tails is simply a game that you play with a flip of a coin. Now, you can flip an actual coin or you can flip a coin app. So you download an app to your phone, you touch a button, and it flips a coin for you. And it's called Heads or Tails because the dads and their daughters, they're each going to pick before you flip the coin if they want to choose heads or tails. They pick by putting their hands on their head or they pick by putting their hands on their tail. Now, what you can do is you can play this in two different ways. You can play first of dads versus daughters. So you have dads on one side and they're against their daughter on the other side, and you keep going. Every time you flip a coin, if they choose the wrong thing, then they have to step back and they are out. And eventually you narrow it down till you'll have one daughter versus one dad, and then you do heads or tails to see who the winner is, dads or daughters. That's the first way in which you can play it. The second way in which you can play it is then you can have dads and their daughters team up, and you can keep going until the final group standing is one dad with one or more of his daughters who are there at the event together. Both of them are super fun, and it's a great way to break the ice. The second one is a heart-shaped ring toss. Now, this one, my daughter actually came up. We were sitting around at the dinner table, and I said, hey, I need some help coming up with more ideas for the daddy-daughter dance. And my daughter said, hey, what if we did a heart-shaped ring toss? So simply you put cups on the ground, you put them upside down, and then you have heart-shaped rings, and the dads and their daughters take turns throwing it at each other. Very simple, very easy to play. Number 3 is you would do a heart toss. So what you would need to do is you need to buy heart-shaped either stuffed animals, which you can give as gifts to their daughters, or you get heart-shaped stress balls, and you have dads and their daughters line up on opposite sides of the room, and they toss the heart to each other. And every time they make a toss and they make a catch, then they take a step back, and you keep going until you either reach the finish line or you keep going until there's only one team remaining that continues to make the toss and the catch every time. Number 4 is a time to take a break in the action, and where you have the dads and their daughters do a simple activity where they create hand signals together, where the hand signal is secret to their family. So the dads and the daughters create it as a family, and it means I love you. So you give the instructions to say, hey, you're going to come up with a hand signal so that whenever you are out in public, whenever you're at school, if you see your dad from across the room, or if you're right next to him and you want to have a secret signal that says, I love you. So this can be like a swipe of the head. You can have something where they're like swiping down with their arms, a lot like what you would find in a baseball signal, but it is simply to say, I love you. Number 5 is a drawing challenge. This one is for the artistic people in the room, but it's with a twist. What you do is you get a stack of white paper plates and you get a stack of pens or pencils. You have everybody around the room grab one plate and one pencil, and then you have a prompt in your hand where you are reading off things for them to draw. But they're not just drawing it on the plate, they have to put the plate on top of the head, and then they are drawing with the pen or with the pencil on top of their head. And all along the while, you are reading off the instructions, so you would say, hey, first draw a heart. And now draw a person holding a heart. And now draw a arrow through the heart. And you would go on and on and on until you think it's necessary to stop. Until you think it's a great place to stop. And then you have everyone take the plate off of their head and they show each other their drawings. Number 6 is an I love you wall. This would be a wall with a bunch of posters on it, or one giant poster, or one giant piece of paper, and you can have them either paint or color a picture or simply write what is something that they love about each other. So dads would write something that they love about their daughters. Their daughters would write or draw a picture about something that they love about their dad. So then you would leave it open all night long, and you can call it out throughout it and saying, hey, while you're having a snack break, make sure to go and stop by the I love you wall. Number 7 is a great way to get the dance floor rocking because it's called the copycat dance. Shout out to my daughter who actually came up with this one. The way that you would play it is you would have daughters go first, where they do a dance move, and you can either have like the daughters all line up in a single line and dads all face them if you want to, but you have the daughters do a dance, and then the dads have to copy them and do the exact same dance. And then you flip it, where the dads create a dance move and then the daughters create a dance move.
Number 8 is where you simply have the dads and the daughters pause, but you intentionally have them pause, pull out the cell phone, and take a selfie together. The joke that I always like to tell whenever I'm on it is it's proof that the dads actually came to the dance with the daughters that they can then later send to mom. And now for the final 2, which is going to have every tear watery in the entire place. This is where you have the dads give a gift to their daughters in the form of a ring. Now this is going to be probably a cheap one, something you can find on Amazon, but you buy enough for every dad to have one for every daughter that's there. And what you do is you hand it either to the dad when they come in, when they check in at the registration table, or later on in the evening. So the dad, if he has 3 daughters, will have 3 different rings. And then what you do is you hand them out and you tell them, dads, don't give the rings to your daughters until I give you the instructions. Then once everybody has it, you spread them out throughout the room, and then you have the dads get down on one knee as if they are proposing to their daughter. You have them look them in the eye, and you have them tell them what is something that their dads love doing with their daughter and what's something that they love about their daughter. And then you have them give them the ring. And while this is happening, you dim the lights down and you play a really fun song like from John Mayer or something of the like that's talking about dads with their daughters. And finally, number 10 can happen right at the tail end of number 9, is as the dads are wrapping up giving their daughters the ring and telling them what they love about them. Then you can simply have the dad spend a little bit of time praying over their daughters. Now you can frame this up and say, hey dads, we know that your lives are busy and you don't get the opportunity to slow down a lot, but here we are and you can slow down and pray over your daughters. So spend the next minute of doing so. Now, if you enjoyed these ideas for the daddy-daughter dance, but you also like staying organized, be sure to check out this video where I walk you through all the different ways you can organize your events using Event Builder Pro.